Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of Squads for Noobs, and we're finally covering Queen Amidala. It's been very requested and very necessary. It's been something I've been meaning to get around to, but these videos take a lot. You gotta make sure you're understanding how everything works together and have a lot of stuff lined up, and it's harder than ever now to find test battles, but I do think I have a few recent Grand Arena matches, 3v3, that demonstrate them well. So we're going to be going over their ability mechanics, trying to highlight what works well between each member of the team, modding, Zeta order recommendations, relic order recommendations, some suggestions for what they're going to be, what's going to beat them, and recommended 4th and 5th team members. So I'm on my GoTanks account, and I'm just going to be talking about Queen Amidala, Qui-Gon, and Obi-Wan at the beginning because that's the clear trio. That's the 3v3 team. And truly, there is an insane amount of 4th and 5th options for the team, ranging from clones to other Jedi. And you can really take your pick. But the ones you really need to understand for the team is just these three. And then any other, within reason pair can kind of just add to it. And they're just going to be enjoying it. So with the exception of Cat and like Clone Wars Chewbacca, because there's some anti-scoundrel clauses and anti-GL clauses. But we're going to start with Queen Amidala's mechanics. So Queen Amidala, we're going to start with her lead and unique. Her unique is what gives us the Handmaiden decoy. She's one of the rare 2-for-1 characters, kind of like Geonosian Brute Alpha, Mon Mothma, but she's probably the best out of that class of character. All allies get plus 20% defense and plus 15% max health and protection. At the start of the battle, all allies are Galactic Republic, no GLs. Whenever an enemy attacks at a turn, they're inflicted with damage over time for 1 turn. That's not super huge to the kit, but it's just a nice little thing. And remove 10% turn meter from all enemies. So you're really just punished for attacking out of turn against Queen Amidala, and that can't be resisted. At the start of each ally's turn, they gain 3% crit damage for each stack of heal over time they have. That's huge. And there's also clauses in Obi-Wan's kit that tie into that, which is why if you've watched me recently using them on offense, you'll want to wait till Obi-Wan has a lot of heal over time stacks, protection over time stacks. So for the heal over time, it's crit damage, and then 3% offense for each stack of protection over time they have until the end of the turn. You often get into the teens or over 20. With that, whenever an enemy critically hits an ally, the enemy has minus 5% crit damage, defense, and max offense, up to minus 50% till the end of the encounter. So that's a lot. So like if you're hitting the team a lot with crits, they're just getting neutralized, losing crit damage, defense, and offense. Those are all very major stats. So that's why some of the good counters we see to this team is like Great Mothers, like quick hit teams, or whatever. And then the Omicron, I'll talk about that in a bit. Loyal Bodyguard is her unique. Both the lead and the unique have Zetas. The lead Zeta is that part about neutralizing the enemy from getting crit. Loyal Bodyguard, let's read it without the Zeta first, and then with the Zeta. So without the Zeta, QA has 20% max health and max protection and plus 10% crit chance of crit damage, and all allies are immune to cooldown manipulation. So that's really important. That's a really valuable thing. It's kind of like the Leia team, except it's not shut down for enemies. They can reduce their cooldowns. Whenever an ally Handmaiden decoy is summoned, she taunts until she's defeated. So that's the only icon you're usually going to see over her is taunt. She can't get anything else. So she's immune to all of it because she's immune to all of her other buffs, debuffs, healing, and protection recovery. Doesn't take turns. Whenever she's defeated by an enemy, the enemy that defeated the decoy gets down for 2 turns, and then Queen Amidala gets her bonus turn and damage immunity for 2 turns. So it does make it's very powerful for it to be 2 turns, but if it was just 1 turn, it would just be like after her bonus turn, it's gone. So she gets the bonus turn, takes it, and then has it for another turn. So it's hard to kill to line them both up. Very durable. And then if there's an active ally Handmaiden decoy, whenever a heal over time or protection over time expire, on a Galactic Republic ally, they recover health and protection. So not only do you get the healing from having them, once they're gone, you heal too. So that's why this team goes really, it seems to heal very, very easily. It's just a lot going into that. The Zeta. If there's an active Handmaiden decoy, whenever heal over time protection expire, Queen Amidala also gets Queen's Protection up to 10 stacks, which is just like, it's like a little blue icon. It's not a buff or anything. For each stack of this she has, all other Galactic Republic allies gain double of the stats, and the decoy is immune to the effects. So the stats, what it is down here in Queen's Protection. 3% max health and max protection, 5% potency and tenacity, and 5 speed. So if she has 10 stacks, she's getting 30%, 30%, 50%, 50%, and 50%. And then the allies, so like Obi-Wan and Anakin, are getting plus 60% max health, max protection, 100% max potency and tenacity, and 100 speed. So that is quite valuable. And how do you get those stacks of heal over time and protection over time? So there's a couple ways. If you do a basic, all Galactic Republic allies gain 3 stacks of heal over time, protection over time for 2 turns. And then the AoE is the greater amount of that. So this has an Omicron, but it's not a Zeta. It's a buff to spell. It gives accuracy up. But really, you do not want to use this move unless there's a decoy. If you do have the decoy, like in Grand Arena, because if in Grand Arena, if you have the Omicron, the decoy starts out summoned. This is your opening move. It's going to dispel, it's going to increase cooldowns, and give a bunch of stats up. So if there's an active handmaiden decoy, stagger target enemy for 2 turns. So it's just the enemy you're targeting. So it actually does matter who you're choosing to target when you're using this. It is mainly an AoE, but there's a target ability. Can't be evaded or resisted. Galactic Republic allies gain defense penetration up, and then the 3 stacks of healing over time, protection over time. The cooldown increase I was mentioning is part of the Omicron. But still, you're getting all those stacks. And once those expire, that's going to lead to Queen's Protection, or whatever it's called. Yeah, Queen's Protection to get more stats to the team. And then the rest of the basic, because I only briefly looked at it, expose enemy for 2 turns. If you get the stacks, and if there's an ally handmaiden decoy, Galactic Republic allies gain recover 5% health protection. So her support function, other than just the lead that you unique, is just trying to spam out as many heal over times, protection over times as you can. And the effects of those are nice on their own because they do keep you topped off, but it does juice up the team a lot. The special. So this special, if you're not in Galactic Grand Arena, you want to open with this to get the decoy out there. If you are in Grand Arena, you really want to save this unless if you're able to use it and your decoy is fairly topped off, you're certain it's not going to die before the cooldown comes around, which is because it's a cooldown of 4. You want to hold off of this until the decoy dies. Unless you want the mass assist, or you really need it, and that's going to be huge. It's also a buff dispel, so that's a reason you might pull it out of your back pocket. Call all other non-GL allies, Galactic Republic allies to assist, and they recover 20% health protection. 50% turn meter from target enemy, which can't be resisted. So very nice. All kinds of irresistible benefits here and there. If all allies are Galactic Republic and there are no GL or Scoundrel allies, i.e. Cat, summon the decoy. Because if you have Cat, you're not going to get the decoy. If the ally handmaiden decoy was already present, Galactic Republic allies gain defense up, speed up, and tenacity for 2 turns. And all Galactic Republic non-tank allies stealth for 2 turns. So just a lot going on this kit. Like, her moves are pretty powerful in their own way. You might not think of it on the basic, but that's leading to that Queen's Protection and therefore lots of stats for the whole team. And summoning this is a good move on its own. Like, it's good even when you don't have even when you already have the decoy, but it is very important to make sure you're going to have that if the decoy goes down. Now for her Omicrons. We'll start with the unique in Grand Arena if there's no GL or Scoundrel allies, and all allies are Galactic Republic. All allies gain extra 25% crit damage, 40% mastery, and are immune to fear and healing immunity. So that makes them very difficult to counter with Sith Empire. Outside of Grand Arena, maybe, but inside Grand Arena, kind of forget about it. Whenever an ally is inflicted with a stack of damage over time, so this is something with, like, you try to counter with Darth Vader or something, or use a team that has Darth Vader. It's just not going to add up. They dispel the damage over time and get a stack of healing over time and protection over time. At the start of each encounter, summon the decoy. When the decoy is critically hit, all enemies are inflicted with potency down, tenacity down for 2 turns, which can't be evaded. So you're getting this passive tenacity down. Potency down is one thing, but tenacity down is very valuable. So that's an awesome benefit. I think that's probably the first one to get, just to make sure you're having that decoy whenever you enter battle. Next one I get, so this is second on the list for her. On the special, if there's no GL allies, this attack ignores enemy protection, which is, it's not a lot of damage, so it's kind of so-so. All allies gain crit damage up, 4 stacks of heal over time, protection over time, for 2 turns. So I think that's in addition to the initial 3 stacks, so you're getting 7 stacks. And all enemies are inflicted with damage over time for each active Galactic Republic ally for 2 turns. Irresistible, of course. Speed down, irresistible. Vulnerable for 2 turns, and that's locked. And have their cooldowns increased by 1. So the biggest thing about this is cooldown increase and getting all the stacks of damage or heal over time, protection over time. So if you, I would just really not recommend using this if you don't have the decoy out, unless you really need a dispel. It's just very crucial to building up all that damage on the team. And then actually the leader is the one I think of as the least crucial, is the last one I applied. If all allies are Galactic Republic, no Galactic Legends. Whenever an ally uses a special based on the role, they'll get, for attackers, offense up for 2 turns, call random ally to assist, so that's Obi-Wan. Healers and supports, so that's Queen Amidala and Qui-Gon. Gain protection up, 50% stacking, and speed up for 3 turns. Very nice. And then tanks recover 25% health and protection. So nice little boost. Not super crucial to everything, but just really nice things to have. So if you got some Omicrons, feel free. And speaking of that damage, we'll go to Obi-Wan next. He is the damage engine of the team, although Qui-Gon hits pretty hard himself. But a lot of it is just about juicing up Obi-Wan as much as you can. So let's look at his unique. This is a Zeta, I believe. So let's look at it without the Zeta, then add the Zeta. And the Omicron is Conquest, so it's kind of its own beast. It's not necessary for the Queen Amidala team, but it is awesome. At the start of the battle, Obi-Wan gains 25% crit chance for each other Galactic Republic ally, so minimum 50% extra. And if there's an ally Master Qui-Gon in Queen Amidala, both of them, he gets Discipline until the end of the battle. Discipline is he can't be countered, which is something I often forget about. And when he attacks, the character gains a stack of protection over time. They also get a heal over time. And the attacks ignore protection. That's the big thing. I think most people don't forget about that. But he ignores protection with all of his attacks. Also, if there's an ally Master Qui-Gon, whenever Qui-Gon uses an ability during his turn, Obi-Wan assists dealing 40% less damage. That's why every time you see Qui-Gon go, Obi-Wan's falling behind. The first time Qui-Gon's defeated, Obi-Wan takes a bonus turn, gains 5% offense for each relic amplifier level Qui-Gon had. So for mine on this account, it'd be 35. On my main account, it'd be 45%. Now a lot of people have them relic 9 because of their event. And then if Obi-Wan is active whenever another ally is crit, they gain defense up for 1 turn. And that's any ally, so this works in Conquest with random Jedi team or whatever you have them with. And Padawan Obi-Wan gains crit damage up for 1 turn. And so the key is the damage engine of the team because he's ignoring protection. On a lot of big targets, if you're having trouble getting their protection down and you're dealing damage to their health, he's effectively the only one doing damage that matters. Where everyone matters, where Qui-Gon starts to matter, especially in 5v5, it's more reasonable to assume that everyone else's attacks are going to matter, is if you're getting the protection and the health down in a similar amount. If it's just the health and you're not getting enough protection, which is like GL Ahsoka, that happens a lot, then effectively Obi-Wan's the only one whose damage matters. Let's also look at the Zeta, which we add on. Padawan Obi-Wan has 5% crit chance, up to 50% for each stack of heal over time on him, and 5% crit damage for each stack of protection over time on him. And if there's an active animating decoy, he grants her 50% defense. So this is where all those stacks come into play. So it's not only the boost of stats from Queen Amidala having those and losing them, getting Queen's protection, passing out those stats. It's for every stack. So up to 10, it matters. After that, it doesn't matter a whole lot. But you're getting extra crit damage. Crit chance too, but he has plenty of that. But the crit damage, he's really stacking all that damage up. And his big damage move... I don't have this? I can't believe I didn't have that. Oh my gosh, I didn't have that Omega. I was like, wait, why is this highlighted? Is this some Zeta I didn't get? Wow, okay. Well, he's AoE. Deal physical damage and inflict defense down for 2 turns on all enemies. So this is big AoE that is hitting under protection. If there's an active Queen Amidala, deal damage again. How was I going so long without that? That was like months without that since having Queen Amidala. I think I didn't do it at first because I was low on Omegas and I didn't have Queen Amidala for a while, but man, that's an oversight. Galactic Republic at Jedi allies gain crit chance up and offense up for 2 turns. Okay, so a nice little boost. His ability, like active abilities, seem pretty simple. His first special, physical damage and daze for 2 turns. If the attack quickly hits, remove 100% turn meter. And Obi-Wan gains 100 speed for 2 turns. This kind of came into play a lot during the Naboo raid, but we don't have that anymore. The attack also can't be evaded. So I don't really recommend giving him a lot of potency, but you do have that extra potency from Queen Amidala's abilities that'll help with that. But in general, I don't recommend modding him for potency. Is basic. You have physical damage, inflict potency down, target enemy. If they have more than 50% health, he gains 20% turn meter and foresight. And deal 5% more damage for each stack of heal over time. Obi-Wan has. So yeah, that's another way that the stacks are coming into play. There's an ally Master Qui-Gon at the start of the battle. If the target enemy has less than half health, Obi-Wan gains defense, penetration up, and offense for 1 turn. So it's kind of like Yoda. If you hit someone below health and protection, you get offense up and defense penetration. If they're above, you're getting foresight and some turn meter, which is basically exactly like Yoda, just to a lesser degree. So he is a little Yoda in training. So that is his damage. Don't forget to apply those Omegas. And Master Qui-Gon, he is the one you're not thinking of as doing a lot of damage, but it really is. And I think a lot of the reason you don't think of him as doing a lot of damage is because he does special, and he doesn't have much crit chance to start. So he's not critting that much. Let's look at his unique. Now, at the start of this unique, it's kind of confusing wording, and I'm not exactly sure what it means. At the start of the battle, whenever Galactic Republic allies are stunned, they are immune to turn meter reduction and gain defense up for 1 turn. So they defense up for 1 turn, I get, like at the beginning of the battle and getting stunned, you get the buff. But I don't get being immune to turn meter reduction. Is it only while they're stunned? And what do you mean at the beginning of the battle? So it's kind of like those new datacrons we've been having where they're really weirdly worded. I'm not sure what that means with the turn meter reduction. Just worded very odd. First time any Galactic Republic ally, except the decoy, falls below half health, the ally is Galactic Republic, so Queen Amidala on this team. The leader takes a bonus turn, which is very nice. Dispel all debuffs on the leader, and all Galactic Republic allies gain 25% max health till the end of the encounter. So in 5v5, it's being more effective, but basically you're getting a lot of extra health when allies start falling low. Whenever Master Qui-Gon is crit, all Galactic Republic allies gain 30% protection up for 2 turns. The purple extra shield. All Galactic Republic attacker allies recover 10% health and gain advantage for 2 turns. And ally Padawan Obi-Wan gains crit damage up for 2 turns. Whenever another Jedi ally attacks during Qui-Gon's turn, he assists. So Obi-Wan's always assisting him, and he's going to assist whoever attacks that turn. So that's why you do his basic. Obi-Wan attacks, then Qui-Gon comes in, and then Obi-Wan goes again because the limit is once per turn. If the ally in the leader slot is Queen Amidala, at the start of the battle, she gains 25% turn meter, and then 50% if there's active Obi-Wan. That's why she's usually going first. And Master Qui-Gon assists whenever she uses her basic. Whenever enemies are inflicted with tenacity down, they have minus 30% crit damage and defense. And Queen Amidala does give that out passively, so that's an extra penalty to them. Just a lot of boost to the team. Like, it's just a lot chalked into just one unique. And then his specials. There's some decisions to make about which special to use. So this is a cheeky way to say it. Roll a chance cube. It's always going to be blue. It says either Master Qui-Gon will influence the outcome of the chance cube roll. Red, blue, it's the boy. Red is mother. So that's an allusion to, and he manipulates it. So what the ability does. No, don't worry about this stuff. Deals special damage based on 5% of his max health, so plus 2% per stack of Queen's Protection. So that's going to be up to 25% of his max health. To all enemies. Dispel all debuffs on all Galactic Republic allies. So we have yet another cleanse for the whole team. Really handy. Master Qui-Gon gains 25% max health and max protection up to 100%. So that's why he gets so tanky towards the end of a long battle. For the rest of the encounter, and ally Obi-Wan... Oh, for the rest of the encounter, and ally Obi-Wan gains 30% offense for 2 turns. And that's the part I always focus on when I'm trying to decide what to do with Qui-Gon, because I do want to juice up Obi-Wan as much as possible, because if I'm able to get off Queen Amidala's AoE and get all those extra stacks and this AoE before Obi-Wan does his AoE, it's better. I mean, ultimately, if you have all the Omicrons and everything, you might want to do Obi-Wan's first special first to build up for the AoE. But even so, this last 2 turns for Obi-Wan. So if he's going after Qui-Gon, he could do both specials. If the ally in the leader slot is Queen Amidala, and there's no active handmaiden decoy, she gains crit damage up and foresight for 2 turns. So I don't really know why you want crit damage up on Queen Amidala. Doesn't really make a big difference. But the foresight's nice. If there's an active ally handmaiden decoy, the decoy gains 25% max health and max protection for the rest of the encounter. And all Galactic Republic allies gain tenacity up for 2 turns and inflict tenacity down on all enemies for 2 turns. So really nice one. His other special is kind of like take all attention off everyone else and put it on himself. And this kind of helps if the decoy's down or going down. Dispel all buffs on target enemy. If the enemy had any buffs dispelled, they're inflicted buff immunity for 1 turn, removed 50% turn meter. So that's another big reason I'll use it, is the buff dispel. If the ally in the leader slot was Queen Amidala at the start of the battle, Qui-Gon exposes all enemies for 2 turns, and if there's an enemy inflicted with a doubt, which is because the decoy died. So this is also playing into decoy died, we need some help and protection, let's use this ability. Stun them for 1 turn, which can't be resisted. Master Qui-Gon gains 100% defense for 2 turns and legendary battle meditation for 1 turn, which is extra potency in counter chance. So that's why he's counterattacking all the time with it. Which can't be copied, dispelled, or prevented. If no allies are taunting, all other Galactic Republic or all other non-Galactic Legend Galactic Republic allies stealth for 2 turns. If the ally is taunting, all non-Galactic GR allies gain speed up for 2 turns instead. Can't be evaded. So yeah, that's kind of the fail-safe. If you do have the decoy down and you don't have Queen Amidala's summoned back for it, you can do this. Qui-Gon's going to get a lot of extra survivability, and he is probably the most tanky out of the 3, and he's going to be counterattacking, and it's going to be great. His basic. Deal special damage and inflict breach on target enemy for 1 turn. During his Qui-Gon's turn, all Galactic Republic allies will heal over time, protection over time, gain defense up for 1 turn, and if Qui-Gon has accuracy up, all Galactic Republic allies recover 10% health protection. But there's a lot more to this basic than what you see here, because Obi-Wan assists him, and then Qui-Gon assists Obi-Wan again, or Qui-Gon assists Obi-Wan, and then Obi-Wan assists Qui-Gon once again for that. So this is really it's kind of like a mass swarm, but it's like 2 characters attacking twice. So this is not something to sleep on. Like, you could feel free to use this basic, and it's not going to be a sacrifice. This says a lot, but I do really think it's something you either want to save for when you need a dispel, or if the decoy is down and you want to help buy some time. But the basic is great, so don't hold off on the basic. And then his territory ward Omicron, I don't have it. It's a lot of good stuff. I'll talk about it in the order for the Omicrons. So who are the 4th and 5th on this team? Like I said, there's a lot of rational combinations. C-3PO is someone that, like with any other combination, would be great because he's going to call everyone to assist. He's inflicting his... he is confused. He's not reducing their cooldown, so that might be a reason you don't want him. Yoda is great because of his buff spreading. So you're going to be spreading all that health and protection over time, and then foresight, and lots of good buffs, so that's a reason to choose him. A lot of people go with clones, like Echo and Tech, or Echo and Shakti, because Echo can dispel. I think Echo is one of the standouts because of this dispel. It's It's a status ability Dispel, which means it can't be evaded and it can take away Foresight. If there's a Dispel, it's a move that also damages. It can be evaded, so if they like have Foresight, you're not going to get rid of it. But this is Irresistible Daze, this is healing immunity, very strong. And then combined with Tech can stun everybody and punish them for that. But Shock T also, if you have like Echo, mainly Echo. Like I don't think you're going to put Shock T in like another clone. This can grant a turn to a Clone Trooper ally. You're getting retribution on Clone Trooper allies. If you have her Zeta, you can call a Clone Trooper ally to assist, and they attack again. So all kinds of stuff. And she's got a Dispel on her basic, gives offense up. There's all kinds of combos. It depends. I mean, if you don't have Jedi Master Kenobi, sometimes I'll throw OG Ahsoka because she's assisting and dispelling all the time. Sometimes I'll have Padme on the team because on my mana account or on this account because of the help it gives you against attacks at a turn, the healing up and the protection up and all that good stuff. So there's really not a huge shortage of options. One thing I wouldn't recommend a ton is Mace, General Kenobi, or just another tank because the huge advantage of Queen Amidala is you have that disposable tank, and it's a really good character because they're not going to debuff it, they're not going to dispel its taunt. But if you have Mace or Qui-Gon, especially Mace, well, both of them, because you don't have a lot of control over their taunts. They're taunting all the time, constantly. Mace, it's resilient defense, but whatever. You're giving the enemy team an opening to attack you. And I have used Mace sometimes because he does have a turn meter swap, as long as you have his Zeta. And the Shattered Point is nice, but it gives like a weak point in the armor. I've sometimes used Jedi Anakin in TB, like Anakin and Ahsoka can pair well. There's just so many options. And then characters I don't have on this account. I mean, Gas is kind of a luxury. I don't think any of these others. I mean, Barris is okay for the extra healing. But no one I'm going to go on a full deep dive about their kit. Like the big three, they work together. Everything's woven in there. Everyone else is kind of participating just through their Collector Republic tag and whatever they bring to the table independently. No one else is designed specifically to go with the team. So it's really just a lot of flexibility. Now, as far as the Zeta order in the Relic order for this team, this is a pretty unique team because it is a Conquest team. So for anyone seeking to get this team, it's going to be a while to get Queen Amidala if you're on a new account. And Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan have arguments in and of themselves to build up because they have their Duel of the Fates assault battle. So I think Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon are the first two. I think you get them at least each to Relic 7 because you can get through 5 tiers of that assault battle with it. And honestly, Obi-Wan I think first because of his Omicron. So I'm not gonna like dive into it fully, but it's great for Conquest. This is one of the first Omicrons I think everyone should apply. It's a slam dunk. Tons of extra stats for the team, tons of buffs, tons of debuffs for those feats. Bonus turns, just a lot of power. It is broken. It is so redonkulous. Like seriously, and I don't use that word lightly because it's powerful, man. It's really good. So I think Obi-Wan first, like Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan kind of simultaneously. But if it's like push comes to shove, Obi-Wan a little bit earlier. And then Qui-Gon, and then Queen Amidala, since she's a Conquest unit, and Proving Grounds unit, you should be aware of when you're going to be getting her and try to plan to get her relics like right away. Now, as far as Zetas, Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon's are still mainly tied into Queen Amidala. I forgot to show which part of the kit was the Zeta on Qui-Gon, but Obi-Wan Zeta is extra crit chance and crit damage for all his heal over time stacks, and if there's a handmaiden decoy, he gives defense. That's all about Queen Amidala on the team. So if you're just running him alone, you don't really need it. However, I'd still put his Zeta first because you need it to get to the Omicron. So first Zeta is Obi-Wan. Qui-Gon Zeta is also Queen Amidala centric, but it does give some benefit whenever Galactic Republic allies are. This is the weird wording part. The giving a bonus turn, or if the ally in the leader side is Galactic Republic, the leader takes a bonus turn anytime any Galactic Republic ally falls below half health. And the 25% max health gain, and like Queen Amidala getting turn meter, and if there's active ally Padawan Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon assists whenever Padme uses her basic. So a lot of it is about Padme. So if you're at a point where you don't have any Zetos on the team, you unlock Queen Amidala. Qui-Gon is... It's something you probably should give him earlier. It's going to help with the dual phase assault battle. So I will say that's number 2. Then Queen Amidala, her 2 Zetas are on her lead and her unique. I'd say the lead is... Is it the lead or unique is the one that you want to get first? I think probably the unique. Because this is giving the Queen's Protection, which is all of those stats that you're handing out to the team. And whenever... yeah, no, I mean, that's huge, the stat. So I think her unique first and then her lead. So honestly, her lead is coming like in last. It's not huge, but it is something. It's the critically hit, when allies are critically hit, enemies lose their crit damage, defense, offense, up to 50% till the end of the encounter. That is a lot. That is impactful, but it is after a lot of crits. So I do think the decoy first and then this one really, really nice. And then what I talked about with the Omicrons, I think you want the bodyguard Omicron first, then the special, and then the lead. But then if we're talking grand scheme of things, Omicrons, Obi-Wan is first because he is helpful for anyone, especially a newer account. He's really going to help you walk through Conquest. Then Master Qui-Gon. I can't claim expertise on this because I don't do a ton of TW Omicrons, but it is really changing the game for TW. At least when it comes to this team, I mean. So at the start of the encounter, everyone gets 100% max health because Queen Amidala is the lead that you're going to use. It's 50% without her. For the rest of the encounter, defense up for 3 turns, and whenever Qui-Gon's critically hit, he gains Foresight, 10 speed up to 60, so he is on and off getting Foresight constantly, really hard to actually kill. But whenever he is killed, all allies gain 50% offense for 2 turns to recover all their protection. And if the leaders collect a Republic, when they have less than half health, Master Qui-Gon gains 50% bonus protection, which is one that can't be dispelled at the start of his turn. If the leader's Queen Amidala, whenever Galactic Republic ally attacks out of turn, which is frequently, just do a basic with him or use Queen Amidala's summon special or basic. Remove 20. They deal 50% more damage. Remove 25% turn meter. Inflict ability block, which can't be evaded. It can be resisted, just can't be evaded. Whenever Qui-Gon gains Legendary Battle Meditation, which is his first special, the one that stealths everyone, all non-GL tank enemies are inflicted with healing immunity and protection disruption, which can't be dispelled, evaded, or resisted. So yeah, that is quite powerful. This kind of changes the opening move in TW, I think, to this move, because you're going to get the Legendary Battle Meditation. Protection disruption is like a death sentence to a tank, and the healing immunity. It is pretty crazy with TW Omicrons, what they can do. It's just very, very strong. That's because TW is a little bit of game mode. They don't give stuff that crazy for Grand Arena and just single Omicron, but yeah, that's the order of things. And if you're thinking about using this team, these 3 come before any of the add-ons, the 4th and 5th. But a lot of times you're just pulling from like characters you already have built up lying around, like the Echo and Shakti. It's like I'm not really like building them up specifically for the team. They're just already there. So that's what we got for them. And let's look at mods and then the public's choice of mods. So my mods on Queen Amidala, and this is my GoTanks account. So I did more recently adjust these than on my main account. I do have a large focus on health. I don't think it's a huge detriment to do protection, but there is a lot of health stacking on the team, just like think of Qui-Gon. I have a lot of speed. This is actually a good bit of speed on her, 164. I mean, that's kind of surprising to me. I didn't realize I had her that fast. Potency can be, but there's just so many like resistible things. I don't think you need to worry about damage on her. I think it's just health and speed. Qui-Gon, I have offense sets, but everything's not sliced up. Look at this. Like, he was not the highest priority for me. I don't have enough speed on him. I think that's too low. I have some health on him. He doesn't have crit damage because he doesn't have good crit chance. But he's got offense because he hits hard even without critting. And I'm like, it's so low. I just don't feel like trying to get him to crit, and I'll just take the good damage. But I'm sure you could figure out a way to make him like an effective critter. But yeah, that's how we have that there. Obi-Wan, offense and health sets. I have plus 120 speed, so a lot better than Qui-Gon. I do have the crit damage. He's got a little bit of health. He's kind of the squishier one, but just as much offense as I can get. He's relic 7 only, so it's not crazy through the roof. But so, pretty simple modding. I think it's just offense, and health. Offense, crit damage, just damage overall, as much as you can get, and then speed and health. So looking at the Suiga.gg mods, this is actually a different layout than the last time I looked at it. This is kind of crazy. It is across all mod loaders. This is for mainly top players. So it's top 1,000 players. 88% of people are going for speed sets. 6% triple health sets. So it's like speed and health. That's the common thing. Speed on the arrow, health on the triangle, health on the circle, very dominant. Health on the cross, and then protection. You know, protection, a decent amount of people are doing that on the cross, but then the telltale is on the circle. People are just choosing health. The main point is you want survivability. Looks like this is the top 1,000 players, but it looks like the average is plus 158 speed on her, which is kind of crazy. She is a huge priority. She is very important, though. And this is kind of like the old view of things. Interesting. Qui-Gon, speed and health. So yeah, that is not what I have at all. Some people have crit damage sets. Speed, health. Yeah, I could probably change my modding based on this. Like I hadn't looked it up for him. I had him do set for damage. I think that was probably a relic of the Naboo raid. Naboo raid, he did want him to have some damage. But yeah, people just are having him survive and take turns. So his average speed is 338. Oh my gosh, I am sucking with him. So there's a wake-up call for me too. Obi-Wan, back to having it right for me. Offense and health, mainly people have speed, but there is offense, and there's an argument for that. I mean, he's assisting a lot. He doesn't necessarily need to take a ton of turns. So when you do have him take a turn, you want him to make it count. Crit damage, very dominant. Health is a lot better, and offense is extremely dominant. 96% is one of the highest amounts I've ever seen for a stat on the cross. Very, very clear line in the sand there. But yeah, that is how people are modding them. And next up, who they beat and what beats them. So we just finished the 3v3 season. I think it's a better way to get a full sense of what they do by looking at 3v3 because this is the core team. And usually what they can do in 3v3 can expand out to 5v5. People are using them against this Stranger team. This is in JC Insight. I don't have it filtered for any specific data cards or anything. This is just all the battles. It's a better than a coin flip chance against Stranger, which is no small feat because that's a pretty difficult team. 80% against like a Rey lineup, 78% against Jabba, 95% against Ahsoka without Ezra there. Great win rate against Enoch, Maz Kanata, various Rey lineups, but you add Ezra in there, it goes down to 24%. And that's because you can't assist on Ezra, I think is the main reason. Just Ezra is a pain. You beat Master Mace, Venzori, Tarkin, Gungans. It is such a good team. There's so many things it beats well. The new Stormtrooper Luke team. Even a mirror, it's 2 out of 3 times you're winning. This Boba Fett team with new Asajj. It is crazy. 54% against Balin. But Balin has a focused data card right now, really juicing up that team. Tuskens, you get it done. Even Leia, 71%, 75% against a Saw team. It just goes on. 90% against Satele, 93% against this Nihilist lead team, which is just a unique thing to this season. It's like, what can you not be with them? You're not going to beat JMK. You're not going to beat Lord Vader. You're probably not going to beat Supreme Leader Kylo, I don't think. But I don't know. I don't think people really try it. Great Mothers, 71%. It's a Swiss Army knife. It can beat so many things. So how do you beat them? What are people using to beat them? And this is 3v3 again. Bane is the clear most popular counter to Queen Amidala. People just use Send in Bane. They don't want to worry about it. Also, Great Mothers is another popular choice. And if you use Great Mothers, Doom Padawan Obi-Wan first. You can ignore Taunt since you're facing light side. Doom Padawan Obi-Wan. You get rid of the damage threat first, and then you go for Queen Amidala. If you go for Queen Amidala first, even if you get her, you are risking it. Like, all Obi-Wan has to do is go off a little bit. There's multiple attacks between Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. It's not going to go well for you. Traya can do it, 67%. JMK Cat, like, that's actually a surprisingly low counter rate, 85%, still high, but Jabba can do it. Reva is very iffy. Balin, pretty tricky, but you can get it done. Sith Eternal with Bane is fine, although I wouldn't want to try Sith Eternal without. Leia, pretty good, but like all these have some notable fail rates. Lord Vader, still 88%. Supreme Kylo crushing it. JML, not a great idea. My choice counter is Great Mothers on this small account. It's just probably the most clean. Bane is, a great option too. But people in Kyber 1 have really, I think, embraced Queen Amidala as an offensive weapon. Just because there's so many good things she can beat. And then really punish you for setting Ahsoka without Ezra. So super valuable team on offense. And the defense, you're drawing out some good stuff. And now for demonstration, we're actually looking at one of my more recent Grand Arena matches, bringing them on offense against a Rey team. So this was Rey, Ben, and Cal. You see I opened with that AoE there. I used the Kneel, which is also the Dispel ability, to get the crit immunity off of Rey. I just went ahead with the AoE because I did have a good amount of stacks of the heal over time, protection over time there. You see 20, 10. My internet's not great right now where I am, so it's a little slower. But yeah, they're going back and forth, kind of buying time. And I'm always looking at the stacks of these heal over time, protection over time for Obi-Wan to see when's going to be the best window for lots of damage. Yeah, I spam that ability whenever I can in Grand Arena. Did that AoE for multiple reasons. I was like, why not? And I saw all that stagger on the Queen Amidala team. And this is like one of the, like, if they don't have enough to kill you, so that decoy is tanking really well. Can eat whirlwinds, is spreading out the damage from that, the ultimate. If they don't have a crazy way to do a lot of damage on you, if you control Ben, this is one of the best demonstrations of the power of Obi-Wan, because they have all this purple, right? Like that's protecting them from damage, but Obi-Wan just doesn't care. He's ignoring that. So he did that big AoE. It killed Cal, because Cal is like, this is completely ignoring Cal's huge benefit. See, I killed. It wasn't huge numbers, 40,000, 70,000 on those hits. That's not amazing. That's not crazy. But it ignored his protection. So that is the power of Obi-Wan. So this move juiced up Obi-Wan. He should have 181,000. That's a combination of all the stacks. It's the match had gone on for a while, so Queen Amidala had that Queen's protection, sharing those stats. Qui-Gon did his role, extra 30% offense. Just a great set of circumstances leading to that big hit at the end. And another demonstration from a recent 3v3 match. This was on the GoTanks account facing Ahsoka without Ezra. So this is interesting how it works out. Obi-Wan just slices up the sides here, without Ezra. He's just running wild, assists all over the place. Here, I don't think I'm going to lose my decoy, so I just went ahead and used that mass assist. I'm just like, why not? I'm not going to wait around to lose the decoy and save that, because I think even if the decoy does go down, I would get back. I would get off cooldown before then. So right now, this is interesting because Ahsoka recovers her protection pretty well, and she stacks her protection. She gets purple. So what Obi-Wan does Well, actually, this might be a bad example. It's a Relic 7 Ahsoka. Um, so he just bypasses all that. So that was actually just kind of a stomp. But it still stands. If you have an Ahsoka, like clean up Ahsoka, or just no Ezra with Ahsoka, you're gonna chew through that. Like if it's art, as long as it's like not beyond a like -3 relic delta, you're gonna chew through it eventually. And that's one of the instances where Obi-Wan's the only one doing anything. Qui-Gon and Padme are the ones sending the protection. They're not getting through it in time. So you're just not gonna be doing anything. Like no damage is gonna be effectively done without Obi-Wan because he'll get through the health before those two can ever get through all that protection. But those are two really good use cases for them. And like we saw in the data, they can just beat like almost everything, any kind of A team, non-GL team when you bring them on offense. And that's about going to do it for this one. Crazy good team, really versatile. And I just wanted to share, I have remodded my Master Qui-Gon already for more health and more importantly, a lot more speed. So I'm going to have to fix all the characters I sampled from a few characters. And I need to backfill their stuff. But yeah, he's a utility player. So I was kind of half invested in him doing damage, but not fully. And that's just not a way to go. He was super slow, and I think this is going to work out much better for me in the long run. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And yeah, let me know what you think. Thanks. Bye.